Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming, and welcome to one of my somewhat rare fragrance reviews. Now today I am going back in time. Nostalgia is the name of the game here, and I am looking at Rapport Original. Now unbelievably, I picked this fragrance up for the shockingly low price of £9.99. So you would rightly expect any cologne at that price to be of low quality, maybe somewhat generic, somewhat chemical smelling. You know, in many experiences of mine in the past, the cheaper the product, the lower quality the outcome that you get from it. And that's exactly what I expected when one of you guys wrote to me and said, I think you should try Rapport. And when I heard the name, it took me back in time. Because it was released in 1988 originally, and it was certainly on the list for us budget conscious cologne wearers, because it was a fragrance which we could realistically afford to bring into our collections. And I thought, well, let's give it a try. Now, like most fragrances from that era, it's been reformulated many times. It's changed hands. The company which controls the branding, the fragrance, has probably folded, other ones have bought it up. And in many of these cases, what you end up with is a totally neutered version of the original fragrance, which nostalgically was good, but now over the passage of time, it really just doesn't have the chops to be any good anymore. And when I put my nose around this new version of Rapport, I was totally shocked. It is an aromatic fragrance, there's no doubt about that. And it has a very soapy, fresh smelling element to it. The accords I actually find rather charming, and they absolutely overwhelmed my expectations of what I was expecting for under £10 British. So let me tell you what I thought about this fresh smelling and subtly masculine, super cheapy, that I think everybody could just about afford should they want to have it. So what are the notes? What are the accords? Well, the top notes I'm getting, and it's quite hard to find out what the official note settings are for this, but there's a bit of citrus, there's a bit of sage, there's a little bit of herbal element going on in there, but it's by no means overwhelming. At the heart of the fragrance, what you're getting is again a bit of floral, a little bit of patchouli, and in the dry down there's definitely a bit of musk, a bit of sandalwood, a bit of oak moss. So this, yeah, it's an aromatic, it's got a bit of strength, it's a little, I would say, subtly masculine, but there's a soapiness to it, definitely. A clean, fresh smell, which is rather charming. So let me tell you what I think about it. When could you wear this seasonally? I would say it's capable of being worn across the breadth of the whole year. It's got that sort of appeal to it. It's neither too heavy and dense, neither too light and citrusy to be either married to the summer or winter. You're getting something which is kind of an all-round performer. If I was really pushed, I would say an autumn would be a great time, but that's probably because I'm actually in autumn at the moment. So what sort of age range would I say that a gentleman would wear this rather splendid fragrance? I would say it's going to be 30 plus. It is somewhat mature in its nature, but to be quite frank, it could be worn by anybody of any age. I'm only saying 30 plus really because of possibly my nostalgia related to this fragrance coming out when I was actually 18 years of age in 1988. So I recall, I'm putting myself back in that opinion, and yeah, I reckon you could wear this as a 20-year-old if you wanted, but I think those of us who have perhaps a few more years under the belt, we're more likely to get fun from this one. Time of the day that you could wear it, this is absolutely appropriate for any time of the day. You could wear this in an office and you're only going to get positive compliments from people around you. They're not going to be offended by the fragrance. It is a good all-round performer. So office definitely, evening time maybe less so, because people tend to favour more denser, stronger, powerful fragrances in the evening for obvious reasons. You'll be out and about, maybe in bars or restaurants or churches or wherever you spend your off-duty time, and maybe people want to have a bit more punch to their fragrance. Occasions, would I wear this to a special occasion? I'm not entirely sure I would. I don't think it has the power which I would personally be looking for a special life event. So for instance, if I got a phone call this afternoon from the High Commissioner of Bangladesh inviting me out to have a game of darts in my local pub, it's not something I do every day. It's not something that I'd want to wear one of my cheap fragrances for. I'd probably be looking for something to be a little more in the nose of His Excellency, the High Commissioner, because this one, it's a little bit more day-to-day. It's a little bit more, dare I say it, perfunctory in its nature. It's not special, but that, for many of us, could be its secret weapon, because most of the time, we don't want a fragrance which smells special. We want something we can wear pretty much all the time. So, projection on this one, I'm going to say medium at best. It's not a long laster. It's not, and I'd say the sillage. It's not super powerful. It's not pushing out. It's subtle. And that's kind of, as I say, it's secret weapon. Third-party compliments. Have I received compliments for this? No. I gotta say, I've been wearing it for a few weeks. I shared it with my son. He's a bit of a frag head, as they say, fragrance head. And he neither liked it nor disliked it. My wife kind of said the same. My mother kind of said the same. These are the people I use as my sort of test audience when I get a new fragrance. So, kind of benign. Nobody said, I really love it. Nobody said, I really hate it. This could be the perfect non-polarizing fragrance to add into your collection for the days where you want to smell good, but you don't want to make waves with your fragrance. Well, you've seen the bottle, very much retro styling, red in appearance, plastic lid, chromium furniture. I think it's a 90 milliliter bottle, this one, unusual size, but for £9.99, we're not going to complain about that. It's unusual, I guess, but it puts me in mind of the era, the 80s and 90s, when fragrances were a little bit more important in people's lives than they tend to be today. The value for money, outrageous, right? For under 10 British pounds. And I think it's even possible to buy this in 50 milliliter bottles, which I hardly think it's worth it. It would be so cheap. But for $10, this is something which is worth having in your locker in work or in your bag when you go to the gym. It's not something you're worried about losing or smashing because it's an expensive, elite level fragrance. This is a fellow you can wear to just smell great when you need to top up your fragrance, or you're going to the gym on the way back. You want to, have that fresh, soapy fragrance about you, which just makes you feel better about yourself. This is the one to do it. And the price point is highly accessible for everybody. So what are my final thoughts? It is not as bold as the original. There is no doubt about that at all. This reformulation lacks in almost every element to the Rapport which I recall when I was a young fellow. However, everything changes. The world evolves. We can't harbour on the past. We can't not enjoy something because something which came before it was slightly better. This is an enjoyable, all-round performing fragrance, which at the price point, I think is excellent value for money. And I bought this one from Amazon, by the way, so I didn't get it from any niche thing. This is the general, all-out price for it. So for me, definitely one to keep in the collection for the days where you need that sort of performance. I hope you've enjoyed today's review of Rapport, a great nostalgic fragrance from 1988, which is still pulling the punches today in the mid-2020s. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, subscribe for more like this, give me an idea of a fragrance you would like me to review here on the channel. Just drop it into the comment section or even send me an email. And do not forget, become a patron of mine and you will get the extra videos I produce exclusively for my patrons. All of that business is in the description box below this video. But until the next time we meet, smell fun, and I will see you again very soon.